If there's one thing that is constant in life, it is change. We all go through these changes in our lives where we feel like, I don't like the same things that I used to, or I, those things that used to be so important ain't important at all to me anymore. I find that we go through this like kind of when we're going to change into a new decade of life, like you going from your 20s to your 30s and your 30s to your 40s and so on. And it is okay. I want you to know that you are not going to like the same things anymore, but you need to explore what does that new woman or that new man look like now that these things don't matter anymore? What is it that I want to get out of this next part of life? What is my identity so that I am rooted and grounded in who I am so that people won't come along and try to change me? Let's talk about how you can do a little more self exploration so that you can stand rooted in your identity as you go into this next phase of life. I really want to let you know that actually what you're experiencing is growth and maturity. It's something that we all go through, and it's not a self centered thing for you to do a little self exploration so that you know who you are, so you can be strong in your identity. So, I just wanted to talk about a few ways that you can do some self exploration so that you are not focused on like, oh, maybe I'm being too into myself or, that's not true. You need to know who you are so that someone doesn't come into your life and try to tell you who you are. So let's talk about it. Number one, I want you to stay off of social media for 7 days. And I know for some people that's like really hard. But the thing about social media is that it tells you who you need to be or who, well, if you had this or if you were living like this, then you live in a life. But so who's to say that that's what I want? Who's to say that that's the person that I need to be? And a lot of times social media distracts us from what we actually want and the things that we actually need in our life. So take 7 days off from social media so that you can declutter your mind and be able to take that time to actually journal out what it is that you want, which brings me to number two. Number two is, who does God say you are? According to his word, who is your identity in Christ? Let him tell you who you are. And then also think about what is your gifts and your talents? How are you supposed to serve others? How are you supposed to be a blessing to others? How are you supposed to help people over certain obstacles that you may have been through that may have been easy for you? Or what are the things that you have to offer the world that can make it a better place? Like me, I'm a social butterfly. I love people. I know a lot of people be like, what? I can't stand people and all this stuff, but not me. I am the introvert's best friend. I am that type of person that I love to bring out the best in people. And that's just one of my gifts. So that's why speaking for me is one of my greatest assets and my greatest talents, because in speaking, I can get to the root of what's going on with someone and help them and also let them know that they're not alone when they're going through it. So what does the word say that you are? Who is it that you are, and who is your identity in Christ? This is your time for you to actually journal this stuff out, because I'm going to give you a couple journal prompts, because really, in order to dig deep, you got to write it out. Don't try to do this in your head. Don't try to be like, well, I'm just thinking about it. If you're thinking about it, you need to write it down, because the thing is that when we journal, when we go back and reread what's in our journal, we get to see what was actually there and not what we were kidding ourselves to believe that was actually there. what was on the inside is going to come out when you journal. So you want to make sure that you journal these things. Number three is, what are some things that you need to let go of? What are the things that aren't really serving you anymore? A good place to start again is in the journal, but what are the clothes that aren't serving you anymore? Because like for real, if I'm honest, like when I was in my 20s, honey, if it was tight, it was right. Like, especially when I was super skinny too, honey, you couldn't tell me nothing. If it was short, I was wearing, if it was a butter knee, I was wearing it like, but as I got older, I felt like ugh, like that's doing too much. Like, why would I dress like that? I don't know what. It just almost seemed like overnight it just changed. Like, no, you need to be a little bit more modest. And we look cute in a little maxi dress and and things like that. But what are the things that aren't serving you in your wardrobe? I used to wear like a lot of costume jewelry and stuff, but don't even know how because my skin is so sensitive. But I find that I just like wearing the same jewelry all the time. I like real jewelry. Um, Things like that. You want to think about things like also, that. You want to think about what clutter that needs to be decluttered around you. Sometimes we can have mail stacked up to here that we haven't even went through or we did and it needs to be shredded and it's just taking up space. And the thing about clutter taking up your space, it takes up space in your mind too. Oftentimes, if you have not decluttered your space, you will be all over the place. You'll be like, oh my goodness, I can't think straight. But when to me, your space is a reflection of what's going on in your mind. So if it's unkempt and there's things all over the place, then likely in your mind, you're all over the place. And that's why when you clean up, you start to feel better. That's why when you journal, you get the clutter out your mind too. That's why you start to feel better. So that is a good thing to do, is to go ahead and get rid of that clutter so that you can think better again as well. And as you're getting rid of the clutter, create a schedule so that you can get rid of it. Who can you call? Like if you got clothes that you want to declutter, fragrances you want to declutter, who can you give that to? One of the places that I love to give to, if you can give in your city, is the Vietnam Veterans of America. They go ahead and they give all of your stuff to the Vietnam veterans and to other families who actually need it. And they don't resell. That is one of my biggest things. That's why I don't give to a lot of organizations. So like, I mean, no shade to like Goodwill or anything like that, but you're already getting stuff for free and then they're going to make a profit. You might as well sold it on Macari or something like that if you were just trying to get some money back for it. I mean, Macari is a good place to sell your stuff too, but if you just wanted to give it away, it's in great condition and you want to be a blessing to somebody else, I would recommend Vietnam Veterans of America. That's VVA.org, I believe. And you can find them and they'll come and pick your stuff up. All you have to do is put it in bags, label it VVA, and they'll come get it so that it'll go to a good family. They take small appliances. They take clothes. They take just about anything, but check out their website and you'll see what you need there. And then lastly, what does an ideal day for the person that you want to be look like? What do you look like? What are you wearing? What kind of scent are you wearing if you're wearing any at all? What does the typical day for that person look like? For me, in the house, I want to be casual. As you can see, I want to be comfortable. I want to look good. I want my skin to be smooth. I want to feel good. I want to smell good because I love smell goods. And I want it to be a productive day where I am doing exactly what I was born to do because I know what that is already. This is a perfect time for you to journal out. What does that look like for you? Who is that person? What is the difference between who you are now and where you're trying to go? These are the types of things you want to write down. So then now that you have that vision, once you've written it out, now you can execute it on one day. Pick a day. Don't pick it for like next year. It don't take that long. It's really just the subtle changes that get you closer to knowing who it is that you are. And that's another reason why I want you to stay off of social media, because when you stay off of social media, now you get to hear what are your thoughts. You get to hear the Lord's thoughts for you. Like, who is he saying that I am? Who is he saying that I need to be right now? And then what do I need to do to be that person? Because when you are the best person that you can be, you bring out the best in others. All of the people that you are coming in content. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Contact. Thank you. Everybody that you come in contact with, you want to be able to be your best self. And it's not just for them, it's for yourself too. Because when you are confident, you are a whole nother person. Okay. Trust me. Like when you are confident, you attract the right kind of people. You attract the right kind of things. And you are confident because you know that can't nobody tell you who you need to be. So if you are going through like this phase of life, or you're like, I'm going into the next decade, or you like, I really want to improve, I hope that you take these tips. Even if only one was helpful, take it and run with it, do something with it, and then let me know how has it helped you, because my heart is that I want to make sure that you are being helped and that you are getting what you need. And I want to encourage you that you don't have to be who everybody try to say that you are. So I hope that these tips were helpful for you. If something was helpful that I said, please drop it down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are still trying to hit our goal of 200 subscribers so that we can move on to the next goal. If there's something you want me to do to celebrate, let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to share this with someone who may need it or who may be going through a transition in their own lives. I pray that this was beneficial for you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. I love you guys to life. I hope you have an awesome week, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.